All right, we interrupt our NCAA tournament coverage for some important NBA news, and it's not good news for the Lakers. They hosted the Hawks Saturday afternoon. LeBron James left with an ankle injury. We'll show you how it happened. Came in with a streak of 1,035 consecutive games with at least 10 points. And here, a scramble for a loose ball. Solomon Hill rolls into his leg, and immediately LeBron James goes down, and you can see why. Your ankle's not supposed to do that. But, believe it or not, he would stay in the game. Ensuing possession for the Lakers, Alex Caruso to James, and he knocks down the three-pointer. So that's 10 points. He extends the NBA record almost 200 games longer than any other player in NBA history, his double-digit streak. Got a little limp as he gets back on defense, and he's signaling that he needs to come out. And Frank Vogel gets the timeout. He would not return, diagnosed with a high right ankle sprain. Afterwards, James posted on Twitter, "Nothing angers and saddens me more than not being available to and for my teammates. I'm hurt inside and out right now. The road back from recovery begins now. Back soon like I never left," with a hashtag, "the kid from Akron." The Lakers say James is out indefinitely. Anthony Davis has also been out. He won't be back before April. And now this from James. So the rest of the Lakers are going to have to try to replace a whole lot of productivity.
I haven't necessarily seen him scream and, skull like that probably ever, even with that growing. So, had to be, probably hurt a little bit for sure.
I really don't feel like it was one of those loose ball plays. And, he had to go through his leg to get the ball, man. He was turned sideways. The ball was behind him. You're jumping at an angle going across this way. I don't know how you feel. That's just a loose ball. They'll go out there loose ball. But, like I said, it's neither here nor there, man. I don't think it's one of those plays that, he tried to do it. But at the end of the day, it's still one of those things I feel like you have to look at. This guy's a pro, man. I don't think it's going to be anything that's going to set him back too much. But, he is human, man. So, he has to go through his protocols just like, everybody else who get hurt.
All right, so you heard the criticism of Hill from Harrell. Hill responded on his Twitter account, "Would never disrespect the game and take a player out purposely. He knows that. That's all that matters to me, praying for a speedy recovery." He added the hashtags RIP to the mentions, though, and more DMs than Saweetie, referring to the popular artist who recently broke up with Quavo, another artist. Neil was going to explain that to you, but I figured I'd go ahead and take it. All right, so here's the rest of the game. Lakers came in on a 4-game win streak, but the Hawks have won 7 in a row since Nate McMillan took over as their head coach. Lakers struggled in the third. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope off the mark. Later in the third, Kyle Kuzma can't get that to go. Taylor Horton-Tucker going at John Collins. Cancel culture. Lakers with 12 points in the third quarter, tied for their fewest in any quarter over the last 4 seasons. How about the Hawks? They're up by 12 in the fourth. Trae Young couldn't find the range for long distance. He was 0 for 7 from 3, but got the floater to go. He scored 14. He also had 11 assists. Check this one out. With the Hawks up 8, Young to Kevin Huerter, who can't hit, but Young gets it back, and check out the pass to Collins. Collins with 27 points and 16 boards. Hawks get the win 99-94. They're still rolling with Nate McMillan. Now, back to the Lakers. Hard to overstate how important LeBron James is to them. You know that. With just James and no Anthony Davis on the floor this season, the Lakers have still outscored teams by 7 points per 100 possessions. But you take James away, and their net efficiency drops to -3, which would rank 23rd in the league, according to NBA Advanced.
The Lakers get their 4-game win streak snapped. They lose 99-94. They shoot 42%, 8 of 26 from 3. Turn the ball over 16 times. Hawks turn that into 14 points. We got a Woj tweet. X-rays negative on LeBron James's right ankle. Source tells ESPN MRI results still pending. Dennis Schroeder scored 16 points. He's now speaking with Breads.
Opinion about at the moment, as Stephen A would say, these things are in flux.
Fluid.
They're fluid. Sorry.
Yes.
It's fluid. It's
fluid.
Fluidless.
Yes.
But I would say this. Embiid, although he's been in shape this season, does not have an injury history that inspires confidence over the course of a full season. LeBron, much more so, especially in recent years. And then you add, there's always that possibility with Embiid. But then you also add to the fact that LeBron's going to have to keep the Lakers afloat and has done so without AD. And that LeBron is getting older, and guys, he hasn't won an MVP in almost 10 years. Almost 10 years. I think the feeling will be, also, by the way, even though he has AD, I mean, Embiid has Ben Simmons, and Embiid has more around him. I think the feeling will be in the Western Conference, if the Lakers start to make hay and AD comes back, given LeBron's age, given that he hasn't won one in almost a decade, given the fact that he's getting older, everything, I think he is going to get the award if he makes it till the end of the season and continues to play how he's played.
He's not going to get it. Not going to get it. This award is going to go to Joel Embiid, who's averaging 30 and 11. Philadelphia 76ers are the number one seed. I think they'd have to completely collapse in order for Joel Embiid not to win the award. I also think that LeBron James is not going to prioritize it, primarily due to AD being out. He's going to carry a load good enough for you to get to the playoffs, good enough for you to make sure that you've got life beyond the regular season, so you're buying time for AD to return, ultimately get to 100% if at all possible, and make your championship run. It's not that the MVP award is not important to LeBron, because I think we all know it is. I just think it's not the priority that other things are. And because of that, I think that in certain respects, he won't have his foot on the gas to the degree that the Philadelphia 76ers, led by Doc Rivers, will have his team's foot on the gas, and Joel Embiid is leading the way. And Doc Rivers is going to ride that man by reminding him that no matter how great he is, he has still underachieved in his young career. He has a lot to prove. Take the NBA by storm. Put everyone on notice that you are that dude. Make it official. That's what he is going to push Joel Embiid to do. Joel Embiid will answer the call. And I think because of that, the Philadelphia 76ers will end the season as a top 2 seed in the Eastern Conference. And I'm even going as far as to say this. I actually think James Harden has a better shot of knocking off Joel Embiid to win MVP honors than LeBron James will, but primarily because LeBron James won't prioritize it.
I would agree with you about James Harden, but I don't think they're going to give it to him. I would have said Harden had he been in Brooklyn.
I don't think he's going to give it to him. I think he's got a better chance than LeBron.
So right now, I think it's going to come down to Embiid and LeBron. And I think there's going to be a sentimental vote for LeBron. First of all, it's not that he doesn't deserve to be considered, but people are going to look back and go, wait a minute. LeBron was the best player in the world for like 10 years, and you didn't give him one MVP award? Now, he has four MVPs altogether, 4 second-place finishes, 3 third-place finishes. It's not like he hasn't finished up high. But I think it is at a certain point, he's been the best over this span, and he has not won it, and he's not getting any younger. There will be sentiment. There will also be wise old basketball heads like Stephen Naismith, who is going to say stuff like, LeBron kept them afloat without AD. LeBron's orchestrating the whole team. He's not on as deep a roster. He's playing in the Western Conference. All of those things combined with the sentiment for LeBron will give him the award.
Well, we all know that my words are going to be very, very profound and impactful. We understand that. I mean, if I'm sitting there and I'm saying that LeBron needs to be the MVP, the world is going to stop. They're going to be transfixed over what I say, and then they're going to make their judgments accordingly. Now, whether they agree or disagree with me is a different ballgame, because, you know, like most folks who are great, I mean, you have your naysayers and you have your supporters.
Your naysmithers.
You know what I'm saying?
The naysayers
and the naysmithers and the naysayers.
Yeah.
We get that. I like that. I like that. We use that. The point is we have that. But in the end, you know, ultimately, your production will rule the day. And I'm saying that I'm definitely going to play a role in elevating LeBron James because my words are that profound. We understand that. But I will not ignore the greatness that I'm seeing from Joel Embiid or James Harden, and I think that they're going to end up right there.
I thought Embiid, as you know, I've been saying since like the second week of the season, MVP. Embiid's the MVP. I haven't gotten off of that. But there's a difference between saying if the award was given today, I think that guy should get it, and I believe that they're going to give that guy the award.
Right.
I've always thought this year, LeBron, I thought Luka early on, but based on the season he's had so far, I don't think he'll get it.
I don't think LeBron is one that's going to ever get sympathy votes.
I don't know.
I don't think the word sympathy
2012,
comes up. I don't think
is the last
not when he's a champion, considering he's the reigning, defending NBA champion, NBA Finals MVP. I think that when you look at LeBron James, nobody's going to sit up there and give him a sympathy vote because they don't think he's warming sympathy.
You know how many MVPs they gave Jordan? He deserved 10.
I know.
He got 5.
I know.
LeBron's sitting on 4.
Yeah.
You think LeBron don't want it?
Yeah, I know he wants it. I know he wants it, just not as bad as he wants the chip.
About that, we agree.
All right. All right. Wow, you guys are really